Hi and welcome. It's Josh Wintersgill here, the Inclusive Innovation Program Lead here at Open Inclusion. And a very big happy Global Accessibility Awareness Day to you all, and a very big welcome to the launch of the Simply Open Awards 2022. The Simply Open Awards have been created to recognise and share practical solutions across the disability community. The Simply Open Awards requires individuals to submit a video of up to 2 minutes long, showcasing a solution, no matter how simple it is, they have created or perhaps purchased and then modified to suit their needs, that improves daily personal experiences, enhances independence, capability, or joy for themselves or for somebody who has a disability or access barrier. The awards themselves have a fantastic prize pool of £25,000 and an opportunity to win a fully paid trip with a potential assistant to present a solution in Vienna at the Zero Project Conference. In our live stream today, you will get the opportunity to learn more about the awards and how they came about, and also the timeline for the awards, the categories, and how to apply. You'll also get the opportunity to hear directly from our wonderful sponsors and why they are super excited to be involved. To get us underway, I'd like to pass you over to Christine Hemphill, who's the founder and director here at Open Inclusion, to explain more about who Open Inclusion are, their community, and how their relationship with Enable India and Project Discovery sparked the Simply Open Awards. Christine.
Thank you so much, Josh, and welcome everyone to Global Accessibility Awareness, and I would always say, and Action Day. So here we are today, and we're really looking forward to inviting you to be part of the action this year that we can launch today on this really appropriate day around the Simply Open Awards. Open Inclusion is a disability inclusive research, design, and innovation organisation. We're based in London and operate globally. And it's actually through our interaction with our community. We have a community just over 650 pan-disability group across the UK, and just over 1,000 people when we include the USA and Australia, and then a really broad reach through partners such as the fabulous Enable India that we'll introduce you today, in other countries of up to 300,000 people. Now, this community, when we've been engaging with them for research, we often see the most fabulous solutions pop up from the community that someone else within the room doing the research or within that particular session goes, oh my goodness, that was so helpful to me as well. And you see this sharing of solutions and actually essentially reducing of barriers as people learn from each other. Well, about a year ago, I met from Enable India, some of the team, such as Den, who you'll meet today, who had a fabulous idea. 2 years ago, they launched Enable India's Discovery Awards. And these awards were to find solutions from within the community so that they could share those solutions, very practical, simple solutions, to others that could benefit from them. This year, we are absolutely delighted to be joining them and some other partners as part of the Global Discovery Awards. And the Simply Open Awards will be covering off 6 countries, the English-speaking countries, or some of the English-speaking countries of UK and Ireland, USA, Canada, and Australia, New Zealand. And we are absolutely delighted to bring this great program to these regions. In terms of the program, it's a very simple submission form. It really allows us to capture these wonderful ideas that people can then will be saved into a repository and learn from each other and find easier ways of solving for daily needs across a range of categories, from the daily health and living to education, employment, out and about, communications, and more. So in terms of the 2 key things we think that this will bring, one, as we say, it will allow these great solutions to be more easily found and shared between the community. But I think also it has a really important role changing the narrative of people with different access needs really being incredibly innovative and creative in solving for those needs and being unbelievable innovators. And Dan will tell you more about it when he's talking about the Enable India overall program, but that idea that everybody is innovative, everyone can be an innovator in their own life, and that those solutions can be really practical and helpful for other people like them, or other people with similar barriers that might have different reasons for those barriers. So, without further ado, let me pass you over, Den, to yourself to describe more about the program, how it actually was originally born out of your organisation in India, and the global program that is running this year.
Christine, thank you so much. And it has been wonderful to be friends with you and Josh. And wonderful welcome to all of you. And I'm talking about the journey of Discovery Awards from Project Discovery. And we started our journey in India in our organization in a vertical called EI Labs, where the tagline is catalyzing the community for assistive solutions during the lockdown time. Just prior to the lockdown, our vertical came up, and we had certain programs, certain big aspirations. But when lockdown came in, we had no clue how to take the programs forward. So our CEO, our chairman and managing director, Dipesh, came up with this wonderful idea about by asking me a question that is, hey Den, how many solutions do you use during a day with your severe disability? By the way, I have severe disability and invisible disability also, multiple disability. So I thought that solutions are not solutions at all. They are they are part of life. And then the patient told no. See what are the things that you are making to make your life simpler. What are the things you are making to make your life easier? So then I counted. Then I realized that when I am coming to office and I am working, I am almost using 28 solutions. And when I am home on a holiday or a leave, I am using 18 solutions. So what would happen to these solutions? It would live and die with me? That can't be allowed because these are the solutions can help somebody else in some other part of the world. And there, the idea of collecting the solutions in a competition format came up. So there are very few places where you would see that disability community is having a competition. This is one of its kind program where it started a competition for people to come in and tell that okay, you are going to have the opportunity to share your solutions which would be benefiting the community as a whole, but you are also having an opportunity to win a prize as a prize money by submitting in here in this project. We named it Project Discovery. Gradually, when we touched the people around the world, when we spoke to Christine, the Zero Project, our partners like Google and Enable Me, we came up with a common name that is Discovery Awards. The logo, you can see the logo, and this Discovery Awards is something which would impact billions of people with disabilities and people from the ecosystem of disability. Often we forget that we have 1 billion people with disability, 15% of total population. But in there, we also need to think and remember that we have another billion people supporting the sector. And if we can unite the 15 billion and the 15 billion, sorry, 15% and 15%, it would be 30% of total population. And that number would come to 2 billion people. And that is the market And that is the work, that is the grandeur of the sector that we are looking for. The beauty, the wonderful ideas that we are bringing from the community, from the grassroots innovation, by telling people that yes, you can make the difference, is actually turning the pyramidal structure to a grassroots based collection structure where we can identify the problem and the solution from the community, and we can take it forward towards scaling and recognizing the innovations from the grassroots. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for partnering with Discovery Awards, and we are privileged to announce this beautiful program open.
Dan, thank you so much. It's a real privilege to have partnered with you on these awards, and as the program lead, I'm really excited to launch the program today, and we can't wait to see the applications coming in. Now, to set some context around the categories that Christine mentioned, I just want to run through some of the sponsors for those categories that we have currently. So the first category we have is daily living and well-being, which is sponsored by Eli Lilly, who you'll hear from in a moment from Darren. We also have employment and advocacy, which is sponsored by Fiverr. We also have communication, sponsored by AMV BBDO, and you'll hear from Sarah Horlacy in a moment. And we also have education and getting out and about, which we're still open for sponsorship. What I'd like to do now is just very quickly play a 2-minute video of a solution that might give you some ideas. It's a solution of mine that I would like to share, and we're just going to play that for you now. Sarah, you'll just be pulled off the screen for 2 moments. Hi, I'm Josh Winterskill, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit about a solution that I've created at home that enables me to do exercises without the need for going to the gym to use gym equipment. So this is the solution, or how we made it. So effectively, it's just almost like a steel or aluminium type tube. And what we've done is put some elastic bands over the bar to hold these hooks in place. So when it's up on the ceiling, the hook stays in place when the band has got resistance. So what we did was we purchased some stretchy bands online, and it's got a wrist strap or a leg strap that you just connect to the arm. So if you look on the ceiling, we've connected some screws or 2 little anchors, and that's where the bar will then sit. So we've just connected my arm up to the mechanism here, and you can see it's just the strap goes around my arm, and you can see the cable, how it attaches all the way up to the ceiling on the bar, and the clip is within the band. So when I start moving my arms, you'll notice that now I can start doing my exercises fairly easily. So we've now connected my leg up. You can see it's just around the bottom of my leg, above my ankle, and effectively it works in the same way. So I can now move my leg left and right, which I couldn't do without, and I can go up and down. And it allows me to work my calves and my hamstrings on my leg, but also, most importantly, it just allows me to move my legs independently. And I have had people ask me how I've made it happen online on Facebook. And there's various people that have gone out and purchased the stretchy bands to help do their exercises, but I don't know whether or not they've done the bar. But it's a very easy solution that people can replicate to do their exercises at home if they're wheelchair users. So there was a very quick solution as an example of what we're looking for this year in the Simply Open Awards. I'd really like to welcome Sarah from AMV BBDO to introduce the organisation and why they've decided to sponsor the awards and a little bit about them. Over to you.
Thanks, Josh. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm Senior Board Account Director and the head of AMV Open at AMV. AMV is the most awarded creative advertising agency in the world. We believe in radical empathy. You can't make people engage with your work unless you really engage with people in the first place. We dig deeper to find the right audience, ask the right questions, and properly listen to their answers. And we believe creativity is one of the greatest tools we can use to break barriers and drive positive impact. We want to do what we can to make a tangible difference in the accessibility space and show our commitment in doing so. That's why we've launched AMV Open, a partnership between AMV and Open Inclusion. It was born from the belief that brand experiences should be of equal quality for everybody. Difference is the one thing we all have in common, so innovating and designing for that difference is so important. These awards are really important, and we're so excited to be the global sponsors for the communications category at the Simply Open Awards.
Thanks, Sarah. That is absolutely amazing, and we're delighted to have you on board. I'd really like to now introduce Darren to speak a little bit about Eli Lilly and the category that they've sponsored. Darren?
Thank you, Josh. Absolute pleasure to be here. My name's Darren Rowan. I'm a program manager at Eli Lilly and Company. And a little bit of background about us is that we're a global pharmaceutical company. We've been going for 146 years now, and we unite care and discovery to bring innovative medicines to millions of patients around the world. And actually, it's that discovery and that innovation piece that I think is so important and where it connects us here. And particularly within this well-being category that we'll be sponsoring. Obviously, well-being is a priority for many companies in terms of supporting their employees and customers and patients alike with respect to what we do. There's a couple of things that we do in Lilly today in the last few years that has really meant that this means a lot to us to be the global sponsors of this award. We now have an accessibility strategy, and whilst the standards are good to try and get you started, there's nothing better than really understanding the lived experiences of people with disabilities. And when you start to understand the barriers that people experience, and you hear some of the solutions they come up with, not only does it inspire you to think differently, but it makes you have a better insight into thinking around how you start to embed that into your own processes. Similarly, we have an enable employee resource group, which has this vision of creating a disability confident culture where we value the dimension of this disability. I think that piece in itself, where we talk about value and where we talk about these awards and what we expect to see, is how people with disabilities truly are creative in solving their own problems simply because they have to. They haven't been designed with them in mind. So we really look forward to, as part of this global sponsorship, to really encourage and admire and to shine a torch on the value that people with disabilities bring into the world.
Thanks, Darren. That is really incredible words there. And I very much think that you're going to get so much insight from these awards, and we really look forward to giving you those videos at the end to drive change internally at Eli Lilly as well. I'd very much like to pass over to Christine, who is just going to give a little update about Fiverr, and Christine will then close off this stream for today and finish the announcement of the Simply Open Awards 2022. So Christine, over to you to close.
Thank you so much, Josh, and thank you, to Darren from Eli Lilly, Sarah from AMV. We are absolutely delighted to partner with you on this. It's not just partnering as sponsors, but really with organisations that are so deeply committed throughout their processes to greater disability inclusion and greater inventiveness and innovativeness of the products and services that you provide, so that they work more consistently for everyone. I'd like to introduce very briefly the last sponsor who wasn't able to join us today, which is Fiverr, and they're as a freelance employment platform who have a really specific program around empowerment and employment of people with disabilities. Really delighted to be sponsoring the employment category and advocacy category of the awards this year. So Fiverr have a platform for freelance employment, and are really wishing to make sure that that platform is available and used by people with all sorts of different access needs, and that it is open for everyone. And they say this year they'll be taking the employment category. So here we are, finish of kickoff of these wonderful awards today. If you are someone who lives with disability and has a really interesting and innovative solution, please do apply. Put the solution into the awards program at simplyopen.io/awards and see how you go. There is significant prizes to be won and significant value from sharing your solution with other people that might have a similar barrier to yours. If you're someone who is a part of the support network of people with disabilities, again, please share solutions that you might have helped design that are useful to the community. And if you're someone who's operating within an NGO or is closely connected within the community, or has many friends and family that have disabilities themselves, please share this program with them so that the more people that know about it, the more people that can benefit from it. Thank you so much for your time today. Enjoy Global Accessibility Awareness and Action Day, and we really look forward to having you as part of this program across the course of this year.